And ladies and gentlemen, we are live. Dennis, what are we doing today?
So today is the third episode in a little mini-series where we are ranking the worst cell phone plans of all time from various carriers. But today, the carrier that's on the totem pole or on the hot seat is T-Mobile. So what's going to be happening is Stetson has some survey links prepared, and we're going to be talking about various plans, and we're all going to vote together. And the one that gets ranked the worst, so the way this works, just so everybody knows, is S is the worst. And if you guys don't know how to remember that, just think colors. Red equals bad. And then it progressively gets least worse until you get to D, where it's not so bad. And yeah, do you want to get into it, Stetson?
Yeah, I think we've got an exciting show planned out today. Lots of really terrible plans. Dennis, I'm always amazed, what you're able to dig up when we're going through these and looking for what was the past and what is now. And I think you even found your own cell phone plan at one point too.
I did find my old Simple Choice $80 plan, which I have a screen cap of. It's definitely not one of the worst plans, but maybe we could talk about it for fun.
Yeah. Absolutely. So yeah, let's go into it. Where do you want to start with this? Should we start?
I want to start with Essentials because that's the most recent, and you know my hatred for it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're starting with Essentials. Let me share the link to vote in the chat right now. So this is a poll. You can go ahead and cast your vote. And we also want to welcome Kimin. Thank you for joining us for this stream. Also Grisgore and Debbie. So thank you for taking the time to be with us. This is T-Mobile Essentials. Let's pull up the plan. I didn't even pull this one up because it's currently available on the website. You could check this out if you wanted to. But Dennis, what have we got kicking with T-Mobile Essentials here?
So basically, you have an unlimited data plan that has no priority data. It is consistently deprioritized. You do have hotspot, but it's capped at 600 kilobits per second. And video streaming is capped at standard definition. And overall, it's just a terrible plan. I mean, it has tax and fees on top of it as well. So, I mean, it's just garbage. It's a garbage plan. That's what you have here.
Yeah, you summarized that perfectly well. I mean, for the price is $60 a month, which honestly doesn't sound too bad for unlimited. But when you take a look at T-Mobile prepaid, that's when you realize that Essentials is just hot garbage. So if you take a look at the T-Mobile prepaid plans, you can get unlimited data for as low as $50 per month. And this is actually priority data. And this is the exact same plan as T-Mobile Essentials for $10 less.
I mean, Stetson, I kid you not, with the tax and fees you have to add on for Essentials in my state, it is literally a $4 difference between Essentials and Magenta.
Yeah, that's crazy. That is crazy.
Yeah, there's no reason to get Essentials.
The
period.
prepaid's way better. And if you wanted to spend the same $60 with tax and fees extra, you can actually get yourself 10 gigs of high-speed hotspot data.
Yeah. And this is going to be the one time. So every time I'm like, guys, there's going to be worse plans. It's not so bad. But I have a special hatred in my heart for Essentials because of how disingenuously they market it as well. I mean, Stetson, you were telling me behind the scenes that you had a guy on Twitter saying, confused that they thought they had 50 gigs of priority.
I've gotten multiple people commenting on videos and messaging me, and here's the problem, Dennis. If we look at one line on T-Mobile's website and we zoom in here, T-Mobile says that Essentials includes premium data, but this is just not true. You have to go down and read the terms and conditions to find out Essentials customers may notice speeds lower than other customers. This would be the T-Mobile Magenta and Magenta Max customers, and then further deprioritization or further reduction if using over 50 gigs a month. So basically, you're starting out deprioritized, and then if you use over 50 gigs, then you're deprioritized even further.
Or to translate that another way, you're starting out with something that is fairly usable, right? Because Mint's deprioritized, so something fairly usable. To after you use 50 gigs, you might as well just throw your phone in the ocean because that thing is going to be a paperweight because that's how hard throttled you're about to be.
It's true. It's true. Heavier data users definitely do get way slower speeds.
So for me, because of disingenuousness and everything else that revolves around this plan, especially in the modern day, I'm going with an A, extremely bad.
You're also not getting any of T-Mobile's other perks like international data or anything like that. So let me see. We have someone commenting here. I'm in my state, Essentials actually isn't that bad of an option. The tax isn't too high. There's a $35 a month difference between it and Magenta when taxes are included. That's interesting. I can respect that. I just feel like you might as well go with Metro by T-Mobile at that point.
Yeah, at least get yourself some free Amazon.
Yeah, some free perks. Everett, what's up, my friend? Thank you for joining us. So, yeah, where did that poll go? I linked it, and let's drag that over into the stream now.
I am proud of our audience. We got a 33.33% split across 3 options. I won't say what they are, so you'll be the one to decide. Oh,
I'm voting. I'm going S tier on this. I really don't like it.
Well, you didn't break the tiebreaker then.
I was the only one. I think this one is definitely extremely bad. If I was to recast my vote, extremely bad.
The only reason why I didn't do S tier is because there's more expensive options that are worse, but this is
okay. I mean, it's just like this is the one plan I really don't think is worth it.
Yeah, it's really, really bad though.
I mean, maybe if you wanted to finance a device, because you can finance on T-Mobile Essentials, but you can't finance on prepaid, and
yeah,
I don't think you can finance on Metro.
But I mean, I don't know. When you look at the entry-level options from the other carriers, like they also deprioritize and stuff like that, but you still get like some of the perks, right? Like if you're an AT&T customer, you still get AT&T's. What's their program called? Help me. They have like a T-Mobile Tuesdays like perk. I think it's just called AT&T Thanks. I think it's just called Thanks. So you still get to take advantage of that. You know, you still get to do like other cool things. I don't know. I feel like when you're on Essentials, T-Mobile is basically just saying like, you know what? You might be postpaid, but you're lower. We don't care. You're not a postpaid customer in my eyes. And they treat their prepaid customers better. I mean, literally, we saw the price, and they give priority. They give
prepaid.
Priority to prepaid. Yeah. Basically, T-Mobile's taking the approach: pay us more money so we could treat you poorly, because that Essentials plan is garbage.
Well, it seems like Kinda Bad is winning this one, Dennis.
I mean, we'll go with what the audience says, but I have made my point clear.
Yeah, and I mean that's correct. If you go to Metro's website, this is our point. It's not that. Actually, it is. It's that T-Mobile Essentials is bad, and it's bad because it's a bad plan and because there are way better options out there. Like, if you're interested in getting coverage on the T-Mobile network, you can go with Metro by T-Mobile, and you can, wow, they just updated their website. Literally every time I check it, it's updated. You can get $60 a month, unlimited. You get Amazon Prime membership, 4 lines for $120. Okay?
100 gigs of Google One. Also nice.
100 gigs of Google One, 15 gigs of hotspot data. You're getting 5G, and this is 35 gigs of data before you're slowed down. So not quite as much as 50 gigs, but honestly, the perks and benefits of Metro by T-Mobile, I think
tax and fees are included on Metro, aren't they?
And yes, Dennis, thank you for mentioning that.
Mm-hmm.
Tax and fees included.
Listen, I'm just saying if you got half a brain, you shouldn't get Essentials. There's better options on T-Mobile than Essentials. Please, PSA, do not get Essentials.
PSA. I will say I actually really do like this redesign of the Metro website. That's off topic. Let's see. People were saying
bad is winning. No, B is winning.
B,
bad.
Okay. B, bad. All right. Oh, okay. Let's leave it basically where it is then. It's a bad plan.
Okay.
All right, Dennis, where are we journeying to next?
I want to skip to a plan that you picked out, which is the $50 500 megabyte plan.
Okay. All right, so let me get the poll so the audience can vote on this one. This is the $50 500 megabyte plan, and this is available from T-Mobile, and it's this one. And this is actually from 2013. Dennis, I think you found this one actually, but
You're
$50
right,
per month, 500 megabytes of data, and then if for $10 more, you get 5 times the data at $60 per month. Dennis, what's crazy to me is you can now get 2.5 gigs on T-Mobile prepaid for $15.
Right, because the COVID thing that came out, right? What was it called? T-Mobile Connect, I think it's called.
T-Mobile Connect.
Yeah. I mean,
it's just bad.
It's just bad.
I don't. There's nothing particularly bad about it. It's just a bad value. You're getting unlimited talking text though. That's a key perk. We should point that out.
That is impressive compared to what Timo was doing prior to 2013.
So wow, I love this website. Please stop reloading. Thank you. Where do you think this goes? Where do you think this plan goes?
I just think it's so expensive for so little data, and I don't know.
This is unlimited. Like for $50 a month, you can get an unlimited plan today on T-Mobile prepaid.
Yeah, I feel like it's definitely. I definitely say it's equally as bad as Essentials, if not worse.
You know what? You're probably right. Like at least Essentials is unlimited for $60. This is 500 megs. Yeah. I think I agree with you.
So extremely bad.
You're going extremely bad.
Yeah.
Is it worse than Essentials? Yeah, I would probably say it's worse than Essentials. Oh no.
That's the plans we have in Canada. Big rip.
I am so sorry to hear that. My condolences.
To my brothers up in Canada, I am sorry.
Tim is saying we should vote on this plan versus Essentials. Let's see what the results are. Where are people? A lot of people going extremely bad. Some people are saying nothing can be worse than this. I just love that caption.
Well, there was, when we were looking at the old plans, I think there was back before this, there was like a $50 plan for unlimited talk and text and no data. I don't think we included it in here.
Yeah, I don't remember seeing that one. I saw a $40 plan, but yeah, I think we're not quite
but
at
I'm
S
saying
tier
no
yet.
data. I'm saying no data would be worse than having very little.
Oh, geez, look at this Canadian plan. 1 gig of data from Fido is $120.
No
Oof.
way. Can you send a link to this?
We should do like worst Canadian cell phone plans, and it would just end up being all of them.
or stacking up like a plan comparison of like worst plan, or not worst plans, but just plans in general, like Canadian plans versus US plans.
Yeah. I think Pro Gamesian. Oh my gosh. I think Pro summarized it well here. Not bad for back then, but pricey. So I think this belongs in the A tier.
But even back then, I mean, we saw $10 more literally got you an actual usable amount of data.
Yeah. It's just not a good value.
Yeah.
All right, Dennis, where are we going next? Should we do the $50 100 megabyte plan?
Yeah, that's spicy.
So check this out. If you were on prepaid, there was an option here, and it was this one right here. $50 per month, unlimited talk, unlimited text, web, unlimited asterisk first 100 megabytes at up to 4G speeds.
Wow, you can load up like 3 web pages today.
Great. Not good. Great for email, Facebook, GPS navigation, and web surfing. Guys, do you think this is great for any of those applications?
The only one I could think of is email. I think you could probably load up about 1,000 emails with 100 megabytes.
Yeah, I actually agree with you. I could see email, and if we were on Twitter,
not Facebook.
Yeah, hard no to Facebook. That was super image heavy.
Yeah, and definitely not web surfing either, because like, what year was this?
Let's scroll up. Wayback Machine is clocking this at 2012.
Yeah, 2012 is when like the web was starting to become very like JavaScript based, and we were seeing like web pages start like baking in tons of ads. Like I remember the ad. I don't want to call it the adpocalypse, but there was a lot of like ads popping in. You would chew through 100 megabytes and maybe like 60 web pages.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Cage017 is saying, "OMG, I can use email now." Yeah, get excited.
Get yourself a BlackBerry, man.
Big Danny is just shocked. We were pretty shocked too. Perfect for Hotmail.
Perfect for AOL. Let's bring back AOL.
Yeah, I think this is this plan's really bad.
S tier.
I mean, is it S tier?
Dude,
yeah, it's pretty bad.
Nothing.
I mean,
could be worse than this.
like if we just scroll down, $30 a month, 100 minutes, unlimited text, 5 gigs of data.
This was great value. They sold this at Walmart.
This plan was available at the exact same time.
Yeah, if you look, it even says right there, it's only available at Walmart. Yeah, this is a Walmart exclusive plan. It was fantastic.
Yeah, I remember I did a video on this when it was available. Like, I think you could order it online at some point for new activations. I like how they say great for video chat, streaming music, movies, or TV, playing online games, and more.
I mean, this was true because they had the Binge On, I think, no, that came out a year later, I think.
Yeah, that was a year later. So when Binge On came, you're right, Dennis. That would actually be good for music. But yeah, I think T-Mobile is just not understanding, unless video applications just didn't use a whole lot of bandwidth at the time. Like, it was always 480p.
No. 1080. I mean, well, let's think back for a second. So iPhones was like some weird, like almost 720p-ish resolution. And I think Android phones at the time, I want to say Galaxy S3 would have been out around this time. And I don't think that had 1080p either. It wasn't until Galaxy S4 that we got 1080p. So you know what? If you're just streaming 720p, roughly, it's a fair amount of data.
Yeah, you know what? I'll get it. All right, so this plan is great. But in comparison to this plan, yeah, I think this has got to be S tier. I mean, there's literally nothing worse than this on T-Mobile's website.
Well, maybe that $30 plan that you just scrolled all the way down to.
Yeah, 30 megabytes of data.
At 1,500 minutes or messages. So if you send a text, it counts against your minutes.
Yeah, this plan is actually really bad too. I didn't even include it.
No, you did not. And you were saying that T-Mobile's plans weren't so bad. Boy, were you mistaken.
I mean, the $30 plan isn't so bad. Like, some of them, not that bad. But
some
also,
of them, you just question the person that was behind the scenes saying, like, this is going to be a great idea to sell. This will definitely get people to spend more money.
All right, where are we ranking this, Dennis? Where are you putting this?
Putting it in S tier, although I did lose the poll.
Oh, you lost it? Should I send it to you again?
That would be good.
In the chat. Here we go.
You sending it on Discord?
I'm sending it on the live stream. So
okay. Yeah, that works. That way everybody can see it.
Everyone, I want to make sure everyone can vote. This isn't just a Stetson and Dennis poll here. I'm going to say nothing can be worse than this. Cast my vote. What do we got? Show results. Yeah. Classy. It's really bad. It's really bad. So far, 8 people going for nothing could be worse than this. Especially at the time. And Elias is saying, at least I have unlimited data on Metro by T-Mobile with HD add-on. Elias, you may also consider getting a VPN. If you get yourself a cheap VPN like NordVPN or ExpressVPN, affiliate links in the description if you're interested in learning more, you can stream HD video at a fraction of the cost. Instead of spending like $10 a month for the HD add-on, you can do it for like $3 or $6. So something to consider. Dennis is taking a quick break and he'll be back shortly. But yeah, Nathan is saying pricing propensity. It's pretty bad. I'm going to go ahead and drop this in S tier. This is the $50 100 megabyte plan. And yeah, Big Danny. So what's cool is if you have a VPN, here, I'll just take the stage here. If you have a VPN, what's happening is T-Mobile, or in this case, Metro by T-Mobile, they can't tell what traffic, what web traffic you're browsing or what you're consuming. So the way the video throttle works is it recognizes video content. Metro's like, hey, this is video content. We're limiting the data speeds, and your speeds are limited. When you use a VPN and Metro can't tell what the data is, they don't realize it's video, and as a result, they don't limit the speeds. So if you get yourself a VPN and you just turn it on, you will get HD streaming on pretty much all cell phone plans. It's pretty cool. It's definitely a nice perk, and it's my preferred way of enabling HD streaming because it's often way more affordable to get a VPN as opposed to paying for a $10 HD streaming pass or a $3 per day HD streaming pass. So something to consider. And again, links are in the video description if you want to learn more. Dennis is back. So my friend, let's move on to the next plans. What do we got here?
Let's do that nice juicy 125 looking one.
The nice juicy $125 plan for 10 gigs of data. This was really interesting to see. This was like a flagship plan from T-Mobile. Here it is. For
you're gonna probably want to zoom in.
Yeah, here you go. This is it. It's a bundle though, so I'm wondering if because you can also get this with this plan is only $95 per month, which isn't so bad.
Yeah, but that's for 5 gigs. It says 5 gigabytes of data.
Okay. Oh yeah, good call. Classic unlimited bundles for individual. This is what we're looking at. Unlimited data on the T-Mobile network, except only up to 10 gigs of high-speed data included. Limited time offer. You get hotspot, and you get 10 gigs of photo and video storage. Where are they being stored? Dear God, I don't think I want to know.
A $19.98 value, Stetson.
So let's look at these terms and conditions here.
That's where it gets juicy.
If you frequently access the web, stream music and video, play online games, you'll need at least this much data. I don't know, T-Mobile, if you read your other plans, I think I would be fine with a nice 100 megabyte plan, or maybe even just 5 gigs. It says they includes the smartphone mobile hotspot. I like how they spelled hotspot, capital or camel case with the capital H, capital S there, and 10 gigs of the Mobile Life Album Plus. Mobile Life Album Plus. Online photo and video storage.
I wonder what happened to the people that actually use that.
Gone.
Just their photos just gone.
Disappeared into the vortex. Let me grab the poll so we can throw it in the chat while we talk about this plan. Yeah, Dennis, what are your initial reactions, thoughts to this?
Uber expensive for not great amount of data. I also don't like how confusing they are. When we were reading the fine print earlier in the behind the scenes show, where they were kind of deceptive. If you remember, we were like, why wouldn't you get that nationwide 4G plan? Remember, we had a big old debate.
Yeah. This one, hot take. I actually think this one's actually a good plan.
But if you remember, I showed you highlight over the question mark. There you go. Oh, the key wording there is data unlimited while on our 4G network.
I mean, I still think, it's true unlimited data for $90 a month. Like
when you're on their 4G network.
Yeah. So you get a 4G phone.
Back in 2012.
When their 4G network was banging, I'm sure.
When they only had HSPA Plus in about 3 cities.
Okay.
So basically, you never had unlimited data.
But, I guess as they built it out.
To give perspective, guys, HSPA Plus for Timo back then is what 5G millimeter wave for Verizon is today. You had it on like a one street corner.
Yeah, that's it's pretty bad. If the network was good, $90 isn't too bad.
Yeah, it would be comparable to today. Although Magenta Max is still better, $85 tax and fees included.
Yep. This is what Verizon charges for their top tier plan.
Fair. But that's not the one we're talking about. We're talking about the garbage one that's even worse for pricing and value, which is that.
Yeah. Only 10 gigs for $125 per month. This might have been the most expensive. It's one of the most expensive plans, I think, on the T-Mobile network.
Yeah.
Ever.
Yeah. Luckily for T-Mobile, AT&T really knew how to make plans expensive, as we saw from last week's episode. So it's not the most expensive plan I've seen, but yeah, it's pretty bad. I would also give it an S tier.
Yeah. All right. What are you all voting? Some people are actually so Tim Williams says literally 10 gigs of photos today would be like 3 photos. I disagree. I think the video would eat up more of that storage. The photos are pretty good because they're using the HEIF, high efficiency codec.
Was that a standard back then?
It was not a standard back then, though.
Uh-huh.
So actually, maybe I'm mistaken.
No, but photos don't take up that much storage. They're maybe 10, 15 megabytes per second. Plus, remember, the photos you were taking back then were probably on an 8 megapixel camera. So
slightly better than potato quality.
No, 8 megapixels wasn't bad.
Yeah. What else are people saying? Skychunk is saying T-Mobile has officially locked my family in forever. $170 a month for 7 lines. Went from 2 gigs to 50 gigs just because they upgraded for free. So yeah, like no reason to leave now.
Never say forever. Just make sure you go to a T-Mobile store. That will set you just right. I promise they'll find a way. They'll find a way. Just go to a T-Mobile store.
That's
I'm
really
sorry.
good.
After talking with Chris on Thursday, and we went into that big old deep hash, it just brought up those salty wounds.
Yeah, it's definitely tough. I wish it was simpler. I wish the training was better. But it's true. Hit or miss.
Did you send the survey or?
Yeah, I sent the survey. Sorry, I just boxed it out. So let's see what we got here. This is the poll. Obviously, you can't click on the video. That would be a humdinger though. That'd be really nice.
Is that the most recently? Because I swear that was the old one, but maybe.
I'm 33% sure. Yeah, so that's that, and then yeah, this is the new one.
Okay.
This is the new one. What do people? Yeah, nothing could be worse than this. It's funny, like these plans in comparison to the other networks, I don't feel like we're that bad, but on the T-Mobile network, they all seem pretty bad.
I mean, yeah. I mean, it's about perspective, right? Like when you had AT&T that was literally charging you like $500 for like a family plan, then it's a no-brainer that it's like terrible and it makes Starter look great in comparison.
Oh yeah.
But T-Mobile, I mean, especially within the mass, like after 2013, like around 2014, really stepped their games up with their plans. So everything from back then is like hot garbage. And it makes you wonder like why? Especially because it's the inverse of how it should have happened, right? Like T-Mobile back then had a non-existent network. So you would think that's when their plans would be like absolute rock bottom cheap, like giving it away for free, literally. Whereas it's been the inverse. As T-Mobile's networks got better, so has their plans.
It's weird. I think it just got cheaper for them to deliver data and to operate their services. So they were able to slowly bring the costs down.
I know, but it's just it's the inverse because they need to spend more money to make their network continue to be better. So you would think it would be, charged
it's
more
weird.
money
I'm thankful
for a
it is the way it is.
Yeah, you know.
I got into this right time. All right, Dennis, where we have to place this. This is an S tier.
Yeah.
T-Mobile, hot garbage. I did have the $70 2 gig plan. Should we talk about that one?
Yeah, I mean, is that the one from earlier?
Yep, same page, and it's this one right here.
The Unlimited Plus.
Yeah, this is a classic 500-minute bundle is the one I grabbed.
Oh, you grabbed the one that doesn't even have the unlimited talk. Okay.
Yeah, I think I actually missed it. Like this one's $80 and you get unlimited talk, but I missed it. And I grabbed the one that has, here we go. It's unlimited plus. It's 500 minutes and 2 gigs of data.
And unlimited text. If you frequently upload pictures and send attachments via email, 2 gigabytes is recommended for you. Dude, oh my God. Remember when we were talking about Bing and like we found like a backlog for things?
Yeah.
Anytime I see stuff like this, I just picture I wish I could rebroadcast the voices of like advertisements that I've heard because it would make it much funnier. I'm not good at doing voice impressions, but anyway, that was just a side tangent of what was going on in the back of my head. Did you send the survey out for this?
Yep, just posted the survey in the live chat. So if you're watching now, go ahead, cast your vote at the survey page. I think my favorite part about this is how they say if you frequently upload pictures, like frequently. Like we're talking every day, every couple of hours, like you are on it. 2 gigs is recommended. Like that would not cut it.
I don't even think you could upload anything reliably back then. I mean, remember, this is HSP plus. Like,
that's a good point.
It was either that or 2G essentially back then, which 2G was useless.
It would probably take you so long, you would be frustrated and then just wait for Wi-Fi. So you'd be totally fine.
Oh, man. Wi-Fi calling wasn't even a thing back then.
Yeah, I guess that's true. I'm talking about you would just get frustrated by the data and just go back to your home network.
Oh, I thought you meant, yeah, okay. Anyway, as far as badness is concerned,
I mean, we have to keep in mind that the prepaid plans were also available. So for the same $60, You could get, well, I guess it's the same 2 gigs, but you're getting unlimited talk at least. Like, you're only getting 500 minutes with this plan.
Yeah. So are we saying it's what? Like nothing could be worse, or are we saying it's like extremely bad?
I think extremely bad. I might go extremely bad on this one.
Yeah, I don't think because there's definitely worse. So I'm going extremely bad.
I like that.
Although it looks like our audience disagrees.
Nothing could be worse than this. I'm casting my vote now. Show results. Auto refresh. Wow. It's it's not a good sign when you have a plan that's tied for nothing could be worse than this. Well, it's not tied, but like, yeah, I guess it's a look at that vote. Anyone want to boost it in one direction? It looks like nothing could be worse than this. Wow, someone else voted. Jeez.
I'm surprised at the turnout, by the way, for how early we started this. Thank you guys for all coming out to watch this. Seriously.
Yeah, absolutely. Showing up on a Saturday afternoon, spending our evening with us. We really appreciate it. Having a blast here, reminiscing of these plans that I never signed up for and don't miss in the least.
Yeah, Stetson doesn't have the nostalgia that I do when it comes to this stuff. Like, I still remember the advertisements. Like,
oh, man. Jar Cohen's with you. These are back in the day. Wow. What memories.
Right? You know, just to get on a small side tangent, you guys wouldn't believe how hard it is to find these old plans. Like, I swear to God, like, once they go away, it's like they just disappear off the face of the internet. And I tried real hard for the people that are real old school to find plans from back when Timo was voice stream. Couldn't find nothing.
It's weird. They disappear like crazy. Green says, hello, everyone. Green, welcome to the chat.
It's 1:03 a.m. Where you're at, Big Danny? Where you at, bro?
Yeah, Big Danny, where are you at? And sorry you can't sleep, but we're delighted to have you here. And I hope this doesn't put you back to sleep. I don't know how to... Like, we want it to be interesting, but I don't know. You'll figure it out. Great to have you. Oh, my gosh. Dennis, Jar Cohen, 123. I've been a customer since 2000 voice stream.
Oh, man, I feel bad for you, man. They didn't. I was gonna say voice stream didn't even have Edge originally. I think it was called GPRS, like 1G, and they were stuck on that for like a good long time, like a good hot minute.
Wow. Voice stream and Primeco. All right, let's sauce this plan in. It looks like it's going S tier.
It is.
This
apparently.
I'm like shocked. So this was T-Mobile. Oh, I already put it here. 3 like Dennis. I remember.
Yeah, I was gonna say I love how we don't have anything that's been not so bad.
So like T-Mobile hot garbage. So weird.
That's how you would think it. I mean, that's how it looks. I mean, but remember, we're gonna have a follow up to this where we actually do a grand finale comparison. But
the grand finale. All right, Dennis, where are we going next?
Let's do, since we're on a train roll here for like worst plans, let's do the $40 500 minutes plan.
Boom. Yeah, this one was pretty bad. I think
we need to add like a double S tier or something at this point.
To go like our calibrations are off. Let's see what tab has this plan open in it. Oh, it's one of this. Here we go.
Oh, and Big Danny says he's from Israel, where 1 terabyte of 5G data is only $35 US, becoming a norm.
Oh man,
that's nuts. I think he meant. Are you sure terabyte? That's 1,000 gigabytes, Danny. If you can clarify that, that'd be cool. But Jesus, if it's a terabyte, that's awesome.
I know that so many plans outside the United States are so much of a better value. They're better priced, provide more data.
I mean, we were talking about this behind the scenes, how, like, if it wasn't for the fact that the U.S. actually got affordable texting happening, yeah, we'd all be using, like, WhatsApp and not to rely on two-factor SMS. Oh, I'm sorry. But
that's amazing. All right, yeah, so we're back. These are all the plans. And I just want to, like, T-Mobile had a lot of plans here. We got 1, 2, 3 featured plans. We got unlimited bundles, which is 4 plans. We've got actually 5 plans with the classic unlimited talk and text. Actually, is that what we're talking about? Oh my God, Dennis, I think this plan might even be worse than the plan I found. So we're specifically looking at the $40 500-minute plan.
Yes.
Which is, here we go. Wait, this is here we go. way down at the bottom. It's a classic, you guys. Classic 500 minutes of talk. Oh my.
For $40.
Dennis, that's it.
Yep, that's it.
I mean, what else do you get here?
Nothing. No text, no data, no nothing. You get 500 minutes of talk.
That's it. For $40.
For $40. You're paying, let's see, what does that work out to per minute? 500 divided by 40. You're paying 12.5 cents per minute that you're spending on the phone.
Oh my goodness. And this is just for a domestic call.
Yeah.
Wow. Let's see. That is 8.33 hours, though.
I mean, just have one phone call with Timo when you're having a problem.
Oh my God, it's so true. It hurts. All right, let me get the poll in the chat. See what people are saying. And, oh man, Dennis, while we're talking about the bad plans, but people are coming in hot with good plans.
Good plans, yeah.
All right, Big Danny, Israel, 1 terabyte for $35. And we got Humberto coming in. Hey, Stetson, in Mexico, Telcel, you paid 500 Mexican pesos, which is $10 USA.
Is that the company that AT&T owns?
Maybe.
They own a company down in Mexico.
Yeah, you're right about that.
I know they bought one. I just don't remember the name of which one they purchased.
I can't remember. It might be Telcel. And yeah, and then you can see you get unlimited everything, which is bananas. It's bananas. Humberto is saying no. I think they're independent.
I'm looking it up right now.
Dennis is curious.
They acquired Lucacell. I'm probably butchering
America
the pronunciation.
Mobile owns Telcel. And weren't they just bought by Verizon? Or is that was just the TracFone brand under America Mobile? Eduardo, TracFone owner. Eduardo, thank you for this info, my friend. This is awesome.
Yeah, but AT&T acquired Lucacell.
Umberto's saying Nextel Mexico.
Yes, Nextel Mexico is also part of that. I'm looking at the Wikipedia page.
Yeah. So make sure cast your vote on T-Mobile's classic 500-minute talk plan.
I'm gonna just take a gander and say it's gonna end up S tier as well.
I honestly don't think anything could be worse than that. It's real bad. It's really bad. What are you ranking this, Dennis?
Oh yeah, S tier, clearly. I mean,
No
I would rather not have any minutes and have unlimited texting than have 500 minutes.
That's true. Yeah, it just hit me. Like, you can't even send an SMS. You can't even use this for multi-factor. I guess you could get the calling, but that's it.
Oh my
Show
God.
results.
Have you ever hold up. Have you ever actually done the call version of like two-factor? It's garbage.
Oh yeah, it's so annoying. Like, you get a phone call, then you have to like wait for it. You have to press the number. It gives you a code. Then you have to enter it in. Disaster.
Yeah.
All right. Show results. Drum roll. S tier. S tier by a good margin. 63%. We have a couple people joining us right now. Max Tech Studios, welcome. Great to have you here. Let me get the
Max, did
poll
you get
back
your
up.
AT&T in, by the way, man? I know you
Oh,
said you were
yeah.
getting it installed.
Dude, how is that? We also got Asif joining in. Sorry I'm late. Hey, no worries. We went early today. Dennis actually got upgraded to 5G. He's fully vaccinated. Dennis, what did you end up getting?
Oh, I was missing the joke there. Sorry. Yeah, I got my second shot of Moderna.
Second Moderna. I'm Moderna too. Let's go, Moderna fam.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I said this before, but believe it or not, when I was supposed to get my first shot, I was actually set up to get the Johnson & Johnson, and that whole thing happened on the news.
One and done.
Yeah, and then they pulled it, which I'm glad, because I prefer to get the Moderna anyway, since it's, well, one, safer at this point, and two, seems to be more
way more effective with that second dose.
But yeah, so far, I mean, I'm not feeling too bad. When you guys saw me get up, I grabbed some ibuprofen because I feel a bit of a migraine coming on. So. Oh
man, hey, we're all gonna wish you the best, Dennis. Speedy recovery.
Ah, no, it's not so bad. Ibuprofen takes care of headaches all the time.
But, you know, you're gonna need it after looking at these plans, Dennis, because they're mind-bogglingly bad.
But anywho, this is definitely S tier, so let's throw that up there.
Throw that up there. We also got a couple comments. What were we just looking at? It was
The
oh, here it is. I keep putting it in the actual. All right, so that's boom at the top. Dennis, look at this. Are you looking at this? We got S tier. So we got 4 plans in S tier.
Yeah.
Wow, I'm surprised. All
Also,
right, we got
Max, sorry about you feeling sick, man. I hope you get better. He's saying that they couldn't come out to install his AT&T because of it.
my condolences, Max. I know it's challenging to get that scheduled. We want you to get that fast AT&T fiber. Hopefully, you have a speedy recovery and you can get that installed and you feel better.
Let's chew through the 2 best cellular plans real quick. I feel like we can bang them out in one shot.
Banging them out, one shot. Here we go. We got Best Cellular and Best Cellular. The irony. I think, Max, you're familiar with Best Cellular. I don't think they could be worse, okay? These are the plans right here. $40. These are available, Dennis. We've been looking at like plans from 2012.
Yeah.
These plans are available today, right now. This is Best Cellular's best offering. Entry-level plans for smartphones, okay? And what are we looking at here?
Well, 1.5 gigs for $40 or a whopping 3 gigs for $50. This makes Verizon look like it's affordable.
Yeah.
But real talk, these plans are garbage, like all the plans that we talk about for this series are going to be, but they're not as bad as the ones that we've been talking about from earlier. And I would say these safely fall right into like the kind of bad to actually not that bad, in my opinion.
Wow, that's very generous. I would say,
I mean, before you do, remember what we already talked about.
I would say these are worse than T-Mobile Essentials.
Think they're worse than Essentials?
Yep.
At least it's priority data, though. Or no, it's not priority, is it?
It's deprioritized. Where did that go?
Okay. It's equally bad as Essentials, then.
Dennis is like, yeah, these are just as bad. They're so bad. You can get from T-Mobile directly, you can get 10 gigs for $40.
Yeah, and Mint Mobile, you can get like, I don't know, 35 gigs for $35, or what is it for 35 gigs?
Metro is
No, Mint.
oh Mint. Oh, $30.
$30. Okay, 35. Yeah.
Oh man, when you compare it to those, they're just so bad. Let me get the poll. Let me put this in the live stream chat. Ladies and gentlemen, what are you voting for on this one? I'm curious. I honestly, Dennis, I think I would go. Oops, let's go back.
And it's not helpful that, as someone pointed out, there's the Timo Connect offering.
Yeah, and that's $15 for 2.5 gigs.
Yeah.
Gosh. All right. I mean, the other plans were really bad. I think these are A. I think these are extremely bad.
I mean, you vote that. I'm still gonna say they're as bad as Essentials, just because I think the other plans we talked about were definitely significantly worse.
I'm going extremely bad on this. An audience, what are you doing? Also, poor Max. He's like, I'm better now. That's great, Max. And then, oh, now I'm sick again. Sorry, Max.
He heard my voice and got sick.
No, I think he saw the best cellular plans. Big Danny is saying, OMG, I pity the people who signed up for them. Yeah, I mean, yeah. I'm going extremely bad.
We need to get, I wish I had like a soundboard so I could like have that I pity a fool. Like, do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
I pity the fool that signed up for this.
Oh, man. Burn confirms, yeah. 35 gigs for $30. Awesome. Roy is getting a second shot of Pfizer last week, and so he's getting 5G. Roy, that's awesome.
Woohoo!
Hope you're getting those fast speeds. Tim is putting this in S tier. Max,
that's
S
what's
tier
winning
work
right now. So
yeah. Oh man.
And I think
All
we
right.
could say that's the case for both of them, then.
Extremely bad.
Yeah,
Oh, S tier again?
yeah.
Yeah, I think you're right. The other plan, we didn't touch on it too much, but
I mean,
recap,
it's equally as bad.
yeah, 3 gigs, $50. We don't need to do a poll for that. It's just garbage.
No, yeah, that's why I said let's knock them out in one shot.
Knock them down like the Pfizer. This was like our Pfizer shot.
Dude, what's funny is when we get to the final series, we're gonna be taking all the S tier ones. So T-Mobile's gonna have the largest presence.
Bring in the best of the worst.
All right. Let's wind it down with the $60 plan. So this is to your left.
All right, this is the T-Mobile. I'll put it way down here so we can see it. $60, 2 gigs. This one's pretty straightforward. It's this one right here. T-Mobile prepaid. This is from, let's zoom out here, 2012. $60, 2 gigs. I mean, oh my God. Wait, that's worse than Best Cellular. But it's also from 2012.
Yeah, but it's still worse, and thus, I would say we could just say it's S tier.
Default. Everything on T-Mobile. Nothing could be worse than this. Nothing could be worse than the plans on the T-Mobile network.
I mean, it's because T-Mobile has such good plans now. I mean, like...
You're right, though, Dennis.
I mean, they've come a long way.
That was, go.
Plus, after you go past the 2 gigs, you get hard throttled.
Yeah. What were the terms on that? And then first 2 gigs up to 4G speeds, and then I don't think they specifically said.
No, they do. 2G at the time, I want to say it was like 60 kilobits per second, or it was something like that.
Maybe like 64.
Yeah, it was like something like 64 kilobits. If you scroll up a little bit,
up to 2G speeds here.
If you scroll up a little bit, I was on a different web page that I read it.
Yeah, you must have, because I was skimming over this and I didn't end up seeing it, which is unfortunate. Also, we have to keep in mind that this is T-Mobile before they included taxes and fees. So taxes and fees are extra with this one.
Yep.
All right, cast your vote. Where are you thinking?
Roy Jones, you're right. They're trying to make up for their past sins.
It's so funny. Like, I can't believe it. But they're so bad.
It's just fun. It's just hilarious because like when we did AT&T and stuff like that, it was like such like a nice even like split.
Yeah, we had a good spattering. Like we had some good plans. We had some that were kind of bad, some that were actually not that bad.
Yeah.
All the ones we found from T-Mobile are just like nothing could be worse than this.
Granted, we did skip over like a lot of the simple choice plans, but they weren't bad. Like
I think actually, Dennis, I think you bring up a good point. I feel like with T-Mobile, it was either absolute trash, nothing could be worse than this, or actually pretty good.
Yeah, like the simple choice plans were all like really good. Like even though you only got like say like 5 gigs of data or whatever for like $60, like there was no overages to worry about back in the day. You know, you had to worry about those data overage fees and stuff like that. Green, thank you for the super chat. He got over 2 gigabits per second at the AT&T Center on 5G Plus. That's awesome, man.
I love that. I'm so excited for my AT&T 5G or my speed test. I've got to activate Cricket today and Pure Talk, and then we'll have all plans active. And maybe I'll post something behind the scenes for Patreon supporters to get an early look before that video gets edited and completed. But yeah, I'm big excited for that.
Well, let's knock out the last plan because we do want to talk about a little bit of stuff behind the scenes that we were doing anyway.
Auto refresh. Some saying actually not that bad on this one.
We'll go with it. Majority wins.
Just getting something to spice it up. I mean, I respect that, but $60 for 2 gigs, that's woof. Especially when you go $30 for 5 gigs.
I just find it funny because they're saying it's not as bad as Essentials, and Essentials cost the same amount. But you know what? Let's meme it up. We'll put it down there for them.
Which one was that?
That's the one you have at C right now.
Oh, wow. It's already there? No, D. Wait, really? You're putting this one in D?
I think they're memeing us, but they're memeing us. But I'm cool with that.
Our friend Hbo Pop or Hyper Cyan is here. Great to have you. All right, final plan. T-Mobile prepaid $70 for 5 gigs. Boom.
This one's actually not that bad.
Yeah, I would say it's probably not that bad. I mean, at the time, yeah.
For the time, it was pretty solid. Like, it was pretty decent.
Let's here's the final poll. Going in the chat right now. Cast your vote. Make your voices heard. Let us know how we rank this plan. I would put this one as kind of bad.
I'm okay with that, I suppose. I mean, I'm just saying like it's not bad. Like kind of bad. I can see that. Compared to everything else tonight, it's not too shabby for the time.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. So, I mean, compared to T-Mobile's $70 for 2 gigs, the prepaid one's actually way better than that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, maybe you're right, Dennis. Maybe it's just like actually not that bad.
Yeah.
All right, I'm voting. I'm voting, everyone. Should we get the results? Should we drum roll it? Should we wait for cast your vote?
Well, I voted kind of bad because that's what you told me you were doing, so that's what I did. But
how's it looking? Should I sway one way or the other?
Well, do you?
Actually, not that bad. Show results.
And you tied it up. Oh, nope. More people voted kind of bad. Okay.
Kind of bad. See, it is. Wow. Votes are pouring in right now. We appreciate it.
We're getting a big spike. It looks like a lot of people are coming on as we get later on into the day. So maybe that's why.
Tim comes up with a good point here. I think out of all the plans we looked at, this is finally one that's not so bad compared to the other atrocious plans out there.
Well, that means we did our jobs good. That means we did our jobs very well. If we made you feel that cringe factor, we did good.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think we should slot this in the kind of bad slot, and that's gonna be the tier. Look at that, just upside down L. Yeah,
for losers, loser plans.
Oh, I'm saving that.
But now that we got done with that, Stetson, we were doing the pre-show. I told you I wanted to just have like a nice little chill interaction with the audience, and I want to talk about some stuff we talked about behind the scenes with them.
Yeah, absolutely.
Where do you want to start on that? Do you want to talk about those two little? Do you want to talk about your HBO Max experience? Those two.
My HBO Max experience, yeah. So let me log in. HBO with my account that it's not even active. I can't even believe that. HBO Max. Look at this. I'm already logged in. Again, I want to emphasize, like, I'm not paying for this. Blows my mind. But something is off here.
You did not watch the Too Many Cooks that I sent you, did you?
I did not.
Well, that defeats the purpose of bringing this up then.
I failed. I went on a bike ride, and then it was so early.
Well, Stetson was supposed to. So
what was I supposed to do? I was supposed to do actual work.
So behind the scenes when we were talking about HBO Max and stuff, we were looking through HBO Max and I was giving him recommendations, and I came across what Adult Swim used to play was like infomercials. Like early in the morning, they had these infomercials that were hilarious. And Stetson was supposed to watch Too Many Cooks, and then I don't know what it was called, but like the salad mixer. And they were very cheesy jokes. If anybody has seen those Adult Swim infomercials, they're hilarious. But I'm gonna skip this topic since Stetson didn't watch the videos.
I know. I'll like watch them immediately after, and that'll defeat the point. We'll have to bring them up next time.
It's all good. Well, all right. How about this? We'll talk about. Let's give the audience like a kind of behind the scenes explanation of how we even made this happen. Like what we did to make this video happen. Because I know people all the time talk about like in the Discord and stuff how like they're kind of curious, with like how we make some of these ideas.
Absolutely. I mean, I think huge shout out to the Wayback Machine here. They were our lifeblood, and they powered a lot of our plans, our history. That's how we got T-Mobile's plans from 2012 to realize we've come a long way in not only cell phone plans, but website design. Mm-hmm. Like, Dennis, look at this. This has a drop shadow. Like, what is this supposed to be? Just like a freaking billboard? That's the homepage?
I mean, AT&T's website from back then was the most atrocious by far. I mean, they required you to enter your zip code and actual address before you could even view the plans. Remember?
Oh, man, yeah. T-Mobile, actually, I like this is everything. Everything is pretty laid out here. Also, I think, Max, you brought this up. $10 BlackBerry internet services.
Includes BlackBerry Email, BlackBerry Messenger, and BlackBerry App World for your BlackBerry device.
Oh man, I remember BlackBerry. They were big. They were big.
I'm pretty sure they still make them. Pretty sure.
Yeah, I think you're right. Smartphone plans. Also, what's interesting, $15 a month for hotspot. I didn't even realize hotspot wasn't included in the other plans. That makes them even worse.
But Wayback Machine was a big thing. And then also what I would do is we would like Google search stuff. Like I would type in like cell phone plans 2000 T-Mobile and we would find like articles from like old bloggers and stuff like that sometimes to try to like get it like this example, you know. If you scroll down, there was a little comparison cheat sheet. Yeah. Like we would do stuff like this to try to find the plans because they were so hard to come by. Ironically enough, when we were doing this, I was ragging on Google because Google likes to give you search results that are recent. so I tried using DuckDuckGo and then I tried using Bing.
Yeah, Dennis was going all off, like trying to find search engines that would actually provide results. And I will say from this comparison, Mashable.com, Bill Shrink in 2010, like T-Mobile had the cheapest or the lowest cost plans and many options. All right. Carlos has some comments on what we talked about. He got HBO Max and it lasted 10 months before they shut it off. So Carlos, I appreciate that. It sounds like I have about 10 months of HBO Max content to enjoy, and we'll see what happens. I'll keep everyone posted on that. Hilarious about the system is. And Dennis, to your point on BlackBerry, they are making the new BlackBerry 1 Key 3, but it's Android-based now.
Yeah. I wouldn't recommend anybody buys a BlackBerry, but they do still make them.
Absolutely. And Dennis, you want to touch on the more in a little bit of a smartphone mode? You want to touch on the Pixel leaks?
Sure. They're pretty atrocious, but sure. Well, my opinion is it's pretty atrocious, but.
All right, here we go, John Prosser.
What's up, Two Phones for Free? Good to have you here, my friend.
Two Phones, what up?
I wish you could play like little, like, I don't know if you guys ever watch wrestling, but you know there's like intro songs when the wrestlers come in. We need Two Phones for Free to have an intro where it's just playing two phones, one for the, you know.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, Dennis, don't be too good at singing. Otherwise, they'll copyright claim the video. All right, check this out. So this is from John Prosser. I want to give full credit to him. You can watch his YouTube video, and I'll link it in the chat if you're interested. You can watch it after or whatever. Just search it. This guy is a legend when it comes to leaks. And what we have today are Pixel 6 leaks. And I realized I just zoomed in on something that's going to display in a gallery view. So look at this. These are our first look. And what John does is he gets real images from a source that he feels is credible. He sends them to a 3D render artist, and then they recreate exactly what they saw with the 3D renders so that the original photos stay protected, but we still get to look at what the device is going to look like.
So from the front, it doesn't look that bad. It looks like a Samsung Galaxy like S21. Doesn't look too shabby. I think you nailed it, Dennis. So we're looking at, I'm seeing power button on the right-hand side here, and then volume rocker below it. What's your preferred configuration for buttons? Probably like how the Samsung Galaxy S20 does it, where it's like power button and then the volume rockers on the top.
I agree with that.
Or volume button on the opposite side of power.
I like that. I have a problem where I keep taking screenshots of my iPhone.
Yeah. I just don't like when volume's below power. That's a little odd.
Yeah, I do kind of think that as well. Like I slide my phone up the side of the phone. Excuse me, I think I slide my thumb up the side of the phone, and the first button I hit, I like that to be the power.
Yeah, Edison and Carlos are touching on what I was going to say when you were about to flip the camera.
We'll go next. I think the lock screen looks clean, nice, no notifications, and fingerprint reader underneath the display here. Maybe we'll talk about that later. I think we got to go to the big star of the show here, the
God
camera.
awful.
I mean, honestly, from this angle, not too bad, but it's when you go to this side view and you realize that is a huge, chunky camera bump.
Dude, whoever the engineer was that thought it would be a good idea just to have a big old slapping rectangle needs to get cut. Like, they should just make it like a square or something. And also, as far as the fingerprint sensor is concerned, I personally, although I don't mind under the screen fingerprint readers, like I think it's effective. I think it's kind of iconic from Google to have that fingerprint reader on the back. Like, that's like an iconic thing. Like, to me, this phone basically looks like someone copy and pasted S21 on the front and then just went hog wild on the back and made like one of the most ugliest phones I've ever seen, both from like a eye standpoint and from a usability standpoint in the hand. Like, if you're going to get a case to like level that out, to like get rid of that hump, you're going to have a chunky boy phone. Like, you're going to have something thick.
That's exactly what Carlos is saying. The rear is horrid. How is the case going to work? Looks like it sticks out about 1/8 of an inch. Yeah, it's that's big. Actually, I have some hot takes. I actually don't mind this right now. I don't like the color, okay? So I don't like the orange up top. I think that's kind of ugly. This one's a little bit nicer because it's a two-tone. You have a little bit of more of an orange on the back one that kind of goes with that, but
yeah,
I
but why does
don't
the
mind it.
smaller phone that only has 2 cameras have the same size bump? Like, why couldn't they make that like a tinier square or something if they're just gonna have 2 cameras?
I guess. I mean, they're going for the design here. I don't mind it because this camera bump means if you rock your phone without a case, it's actually not going to rock on a table. It's going to be, like with iPhone, because the camera's off center and the bump is there, it will rock on a table. And I don't know. The bump, I think the big question is how big is this ledge? Carlos, is it 1/8 of an inch? And then how does it compare to the other camera bumps out there?
I mean, if they wanted to do a rectangular design like that, I'm sending you a link real quick to the Nexus 6P. This is how I felt like they should have did it.
I agree with you on this, Dennis. I think the placement of is this on screen now?
Yeah.
We got to get some better images. Going back to this, I'm going to try and open up another window and get a better image that I can bring over. But yeah, I think the placement of the camera bump is the problem. I'm okay with the horizontal, like full blown across the back, especially if you're packing it with 3 cameras. And this kind of depth likely means you're getting really good, like a nice big sensor, which often requires a longer lens and probably really good image stabilization with IBIS. But yeah, I think the placement is what's wrong. So I'm just going to try.
And Carlos is bringing up a good point about wireless charging. Like, if you're going to use such a thick case to like level it out, I wonder how that's going to affect wireless charging. Good point, Carlos.
That is actually a really good point.
Unless they do something like MagSafe where they have like the conductor inside to like transmit it or something.
Yeah.
Hey, Steam Mobile Tech in the house. Good to have you here, my friend. Good to have you here, my friend.
Great to have you. Yeah, I think this might be it. I'll throw this one up. This is the NN Tech Nexus 6P review, and they did the camera bump across the top. I actually really like this design in comparison to what we were seeing before. And you can see
I miss that phone so much.
It's a thin bump. Like, it's not that chunky.
Right? And I had that phone. Like, I used it for years.
It was great. I had a friend in college who had it. It was, quite frankly, outstanding. It was huge, too big for my comfort. I actually bought this phone, Dennis.
I own it still. I have it. Like, it's sitting behind my parents' TV in their living room. It is sitting there uncharged. Wow. But like, this phone was great. It just had a battery issue, and it had that crappy Snapdragon 810, which had that heating issue with the thermal throttle.
Yeah.
But like, I wish, like, Google does such a bad job of designing their phones. Like, I wish they would literally just take that like case, like that form factor, don't change it at all, and just give updated guts and sell it. Swear to God, Google would do so well. It could be a budget phone at like $500, right? I mean, you got the dual front-facing speakers. You got your headphone jack. You got plenty of room up there to fit your little triple camera setup that you want to do. Fingerprint reader was lightning quick, We already had USB-C. You know, it was a good phone. That's the way you should do it from a design standpoint. And if you're really feeling like going modern, maybe you can get rid of some of the bezels and figure out a way to like, you know, get like one of those enhanced headphone jacks like they do with the S20. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. No, I mean, how big do you think this camera bump is vertically in comparison to the renders we were looking at?
I mean, the one that you're looking at previously was only like 1/16 of an inch or something. Like, it was small. It was a small bump. It wasn't big.
Yeah, is the phone wedge shaped? Where did that go? Hbo Max. Here we go. There's a pretty good look at the bump.
I mean, it kind of slides down in like a level manner. So like,
yeah, I think the two things that make this bump look huge is that it's a straight vertical line, and it's also just straight up bigger. So yeah, it's big. It's big. But I think this means that Google is going all in on Project Whitechapel, and this phone will launch with Google's first processor.
on SoC. And also, Roy, I'm sorry, he yelled at me saying 500 isn't budget phone. Rich Dennis.
Yeah, no, I was gonna comment on that too. Yeah, I would say
I meant to say mid-ranger, I guess.
Yeah. Mid-ranger is way more appropriate there. And yeah, Carlos and what Dennis brought up, yeah, really good point about the charging. So we'll have to see on that.
Theodore asked an interesting question, and I don't know necessarily how to answer it, but he asked if anybody knows if Apple broke carrier band bonding with T-Mobile's LTE and 5G aggregation. As far as my knowledge is concerned, carrier aggregation only happened on NSA, right? So if you're on standalone 5G, then carrier aggregation doesn't happen. I'm pretty sure that's how that works, correct? Or
I'm not sure.
Sneed's coming in hot. I think Sneed can take over on this one.
Yeah, that is a Sneed question. He is the network guru. We're more tech casual plans.
Well, I don't know if I'm tech casual. I do some things.
You're tech expert. I feel like I'm becoming tech casual as I become more into this. Dennis, what's your favorite color here? What are your thoughts? I'm ignoring the camera bump, which sticks out like a sore thumb. What are your other thoughts about the device, the layout,
the colors.
Things like that?
Hate the colors. If I would hope that they would come up with like an all black option, but not like a shiny piano black, but more of like a space gray kind of black.
Okay.
Like metal kind of like vibes. That way it's not like all like glossy and fingerprint magnety. As far as button placements are concerned, I don't like how they have the volume and the power cooking on this. And I wish more phones would learn from Apple and get like one of those slider mutes.
Yes, Dennis. Thank you. That was a big brain move.
Like I think OnePlus actually has one of those slider mutes, if memory serves me, or maybe it was a Chinese.
They do.
Yeah.
OnePlus has it, and it's so good.
Yeah, like Samsung doesn't have it, and it annoys me, but like not enough that like, if that makes sense, because like Samsung makes it rather easy for me to put my phone on, vibrate or whatever, with their settings, but like it's still a nice to have.
That's like why they got rid of so many things, but why not add that in? Like that is such a genuinely great feature, and they had things like LED notification lights and like other features that I don't know. The slider is just such a no-brainer in my opinion.
I'm also gonna say something that's unpopular, but do you remember when Samsung used to have the Bixby button?
Yes.
Well, the Bixby button was actually reprogrammable after some updates, and there was also mods that let you like make it reprogrammable. I kind of wish manufacturers would add just an extra button that could be programmable by the user to do a specific thing. So whether that's opening up Google Voice, or whether it's opening up my camera quicker, which I know you could double tap the power button. I think it is on. Is that how that works on Google Pixel?
Yeah, you can double click the power button for a shortcut, and by default, it's set to open the camera app.
Okay, yeah. But like it'd be nice if there was like an extra button that users could customize something. And by something, I mean even a series of somethings. Like when I press the power button, these three things happen sequentially in a row. Do you get what I'm talking about?
Yeah, like a pro, if this, then that kind of build a sequence.
Yeah, like in gaming, like on my gaming keyboard, like you can program like G1 to press WAS like at the same time as like a thing. And it's good for like fighting games if you want to like if you're not good at combining combos, you can like do like stuff like that. And I wish they would add an extra button that does something like that too for phones. I'm not able to think of the specific application where that would be, but maybe it would be something like when I press this button, it pairs with my speaker and it starts playing Spotify, something like that.
Yeah, that could be really cool. I agree. I think Sneed brought up a really great point too. Like, what about a dedicated shutter button? And he also echoed the silence toggle on the side.
Also, I know this is gonna. Oh, what? Oh, wait, Dennis. That's why I love the Moto Nexus 6 for Google. It had a silent trigger. The OnePlus always had them too. Yeah, one. I think I've said this before, but like OnePlus always gets me to want to buy them, but then they do something. They just do something real tiny that I'm just like, I can't do it. Like it'll be like in the past, it's expandable storage. Now it doesn't really matter too much because they have like so much internal storage. But then it'll be like something like it'll always just be that one little thing, like not having wireless charging. They used to not have that for a while, and that was important to me. It's always missing like that one bell and whistle that like you would think wouldn't affect so many people, but it does for me. That being said, with Samsung removing Samsung Pay, like being baked into phones, when I do an upgrade, I have less things that tie me to Samsung at this point. But
yeah. So would you consider going with another phone, OnePlus, Google?
I mean, I always so Nexus 6P was my only like Google phone that was like my stock experience, and I actually had the opportunity to get a Pixel. Like when they were having that big problem with the battery issues, Google offered to give me a Pixel to replace my phone, but I looked at it as a downgrade. That's why I ended up going to Samsung and getting an S8 because like the Pixel to me was a downgrade for the Nexus 6P.
Yeah.
But would I look at getting a Pixel? Probably not that Pixel. If I was going to get a Pixel, it'd probably be something like 4A 5G, which is ironic because it's mid-ranger. But
the price performance on that is outstanding.
But that's not really my niche, or that's not really my forte. I've always gotten flagship devices, so I'd probably end up looking elsewhere. I mean, LG's dead. OnePlus is solid. I mean, who are the Android manufacturers in the U.S.? It's OnePlus, Samsung. Who else is there? Like,
it's Motorola is really it, but they're really like in the budget. You could get a Sony flagship, but those are like really expensive.
Yeah, and they're funny about their support of the U.S. with the carriers. Honestly, I mean, as it stands right now, Samsung still makes the best hardware. Love them or hate them. And
I agree with that. I love the software on Pixel, though. Dennis,
yeah.
let's now talk Fingerprint Reader. Looks like we're getting it underneath the display here. What do you think? What does the audience think, too? I know Sneed and Carlos, you guys are here. Got some really great thoughts. Wanting actually the keyboard, physical keyboard back. But what do you think about the Fingerprint Reader?
Fingerprint Reader for me, I think I think on the front makes sense, like the way your hand just naturally with your thumb. But this back placement was also fine as well. Like doing it like this with your finger, it naturally like gravitated towards here, like when you're pulling out of your pocket. So like, I don't know. I mean, it's the way the designs are going. I think Google should have left their fingerprint reader on the back. Like I said, it makes their phone look like a Pixel. Like it's recognizable as a Pixel because it had it, you know?
I think I really like it on the back. That's my preferred placement. I would consider the side power button, like if they integrated the fingerprint reader instead of on the back here.
No.
You don't think so?
Not on the power. I've played with that on a Sony phone. It doesn't work as nice.
I mean, I think if it worked well, I'd be more okay with it. I think just my problem with the underneath the screen fingerprint reader is on OnePlus, for example, the screen actually needs to be very bright in order to bounce light off your fingerprint and actually read it. Samsung doesn't have to do that though, right?
Right. They use ultra. So there's two types. There's optical, which is what you're talking about, where it's using like the light to read your thing. And then there's like ultrasonic, where it's like making like a vibration effect happen to like kind of like almost like a bat. Samsung takes like the bat approach, which is why it's slower. I don't know what they're going to do with this one. I don't know.
I'm reading the comments now. It's really funny. We've got Carlos saying the back of the phone or power button fingerprint reader are the best. I hate the screen, never works right. Sneed saying fingerprint integrated into the power button, which is also the shutter button. And wow, Dennis, you left, and I know you can't hear me, but we got to change your dragon icon to your updated little emote, which looks way better. Guys, I agree with you. On screen is trash. Sneed, yeah. I think my thing with the on screen is it's slow and there's no tactile feedback. When it's in a power button, your finger can find the button and press it. And when it's on the back, my favorite, your finger just kind of like gently glides into that little recessed dimple, and it's perfect. I absolutely love it. So yeah, underneath the screen, I'm not a fan. It takes longer to unlock the phone. It's slower, and it just doesn't work the way I want it. Even like when you're trying to authenticate apps, I find when I'm holding my phone, my finger's just already on the back, ready to go. And yeah, it's just slower.
I heard what you said about my Dragon, by the way. I forgot to update that in.
Yeah, no, it looks, I mean, your emote is so nice.
I know. I need to do that. I just forgot to do it in StreamYard.
Hbo Bob or Hyper Saiyan is coming in saying on-screen fingerprint readers are now fast. I think they're getting better. I still prefer other placements.
Yeah, I mean, even if we're talking, like, even if they're equally fast and stuff like that, I just think that having the placement on the back for Google, it's a good design choice. It differentiates the phone. Like, when you see it, like, you know that's a Pixel. In the same way that, you know, an iPhone's an iPhone because of the notch on the top. And then also, you know, the way, like, when you pull your phone out of your pocket, right, your hand is naturally going to grab where the, like, that groove of your finger is. So by the time you have it up to your face, the phone is unlocked and ready to rock and roll, you know?
Completely agree, Dennis. Completely agree. What are your thoughts on Face ID and facial unlock?
Bad for the pandemic, but awesome technology overall. But I dislike how phone companies rely on one form of biometric authentication. I used to be a big proponent of Samsung at the time on the S9 Plus because they had the iris scanner. So if like my hands are wet or something and I can't use the fingerprint reader, I can use my irises. Or they had the fingerprint reader. And having both is the way that it should go. Like, for example, Apple should keep Face ID, but they should also do the under the fingerprint or under the screen fingerprint reader. It should give you both options. Google should do something similar to that as well, but not like the really crappy face scanning where it's like not secure. They need to do something that's more similar to Apple where it's actually like pinpointing the face or something.
I completely agree. All right, and I guess final quick I want quick thoughts here. What do you think about the squeeze? Google had that with their Pixel.
I like that feature.
4. You liked it.
I think it's a useful feature. It's another way to basically add a button, so to speak, of functionality. And if I remember correctly, the double tapping of the squeeze brought up Google Voice, right?
I think it was a long press for me. Like it was you could do short or long, I think. But yeah, you're right. It brought up Google Assistant, which was awesome. It wasn't as comfortable for me to use, so I didn't like it as much. I would much prefer, as people have brought up, just an extra button here.
I'm just saying I appreciate anything that adds innovation and functionality, and I mean the concept can work. Like Razer phones, you know, they added the pressure sensitive, like
like the air triggers.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't know. Like I said, this phone is incredibly. I was kind of hyped about it, and this phone is now incredibly disappointing to me. It literally just, like I said, it looks like they just copy and paste. Like they copy and pasted the front of a Samsung Galaxy S21. And on the back, they just got lazy.
I disagree. I think it's a bold statement, and I dislike the colors, but I like the design.
Agree to disagree.
That's okay. Dennis,
I wouldn't want it in my pocket.
I want to get your thoughts on specs. All right. What do you think this screen is going to be right here? Talking resolution, refresh rate. What do you think?
1440p. 90 hertz refresh rate.
You think they're still going 90? You don't think they're going to bump it up to 120 here?
No.
All right, my hot take, and you could be 100% correct. I'm going to go hot take. I think they'll do 1080p 120 because I mean, just based on this design, it literally looks like the exact same panel as the Samsung phones. I'm going to guess with absolute no evidence on a hunch that they're probably using the same 1080p panel that Samsung made, and I think it'll be 120 hertz. And I think they're going to do that because the faster refresh rate may provide a perceived higher quality, faster experience, which they want to associate with their Project Whitechapel chip that they're putting inside this phone.
And I think, knowing Google, they're going to stick to using LG panels.
Okay.
Because they're cheaper.
They're cheaper. And the other thing that the counter argument to my own thesis is that their chip may not be as efficient, and they want to preserve that processing power.
And they want to have good battery life, which is something that Pixels have notably not been known for.
So, yeah, I think that's good. And, yeah, you think 1440p here?
I think 1440p I think 1440p to fulfill a spec sheet. And I think the refresh rate will matter less, and they'll probably do 90 hertz because it's good enough.
Yeah, I think 2 phones for free. I like that assessment. So I think if we see 1080p, I think it'll go up to 120 hertz. And I think if we see 1440p, I think it'll go up to 90 hertz.
And I think that all depends on which manufacturer they go with. If they go with LG, they'll probably stick to that because that's what they did last time. And if they go with Samsung, they'll probably... Yeah, they invested billions in LG.
Yeah, so maybe this is LG screen, 90 hertz. I'm fine with 90 hertz. I think that's my sweet spot personally.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good space to be at. I mean, there's diminishing returns, especially in regards to what you're doing on a phone.
Yep. Dennis, what do you think we're going to see for cameras here?
Cameras? I don't know.
Besides the unseeable camera pump.
I don't know what the megapixels are if you're going for me on that front, but if you're asking me what I think they'll be, I think there'll be a telephoto lens, an ultra-wide lens, and then like a main shooter. I think they'll finally go that route.
I'm seeing that on the render of this plus-sized model, the XL, the Max, whatever they end up calling it. I'm only seeing 2 lenses on the smaller one, and it looks like based on sizing, it's the same lens as this one and this one.
Right. So I'm saying, so if we're talking about the small one, I thought we were talking about the big boy. If we're talking about the small one, I think there'll be like a main shooter, and that will probably be like your wide, like your ultra wide, similar to how they did with the iPhone 11. And then that second shooter will be like your telephoto.
You think they're going to go telephoto as opposed to ultra wide?
Yeah, I do.
It's a hot
take.
take.
I think that the main one will be like wide enough, and then that will be your telephoto.
I think
because look how the lenses look. Look how the lenses look. Like that definitely looks like that's something that's zoomed in.
I'm just like looking. Let me look at the back of my iPhone. I don't know. I think they'll go ultra wide. That's actually, I think main shooter and ultra wide, and I think they will go 48 megapixels this time around. I think they'll do 48 or 50. I think we'll get a huge bump this time.
Nathaniel Kiletta is asking us, what video is this?
So this right now is a live stream where we are supposedly ranking the worst T-Mobile plans. We did that for about 50 minutes to an hour, and then we just switched gears. And I'm having so much fun with this. I think it's so cool. Yeah. And the source is John Prosser. I will put his video in the chat. Please give this a watch. Support John and the work he does.
Yeah, and I'm getting my second wind. I took some ibuprofen halfway in, so I'm getting my second wind energy.
Yeah, I think you're right. And I think jumping back to the fingerprint reader, I think your finger would literally smash into this huge camera bump if they put it on the back.
Oh, the smears are going to be great.
Oh, no. Oh, it's so true. D-Brand is just like, yes, we will skin this. We will skin it so well.
Hey, Stetson, here's a question for you, man.
Yep.
If you know, like you know how OnePlus has made like McLaren edition phones and like special things like that?
Yep.
If Google was to make like a special edition phone, what do you think they should do?
I would like to see a Tesla edition phone with a really nice like red color and maybe a Tesla logo somewhere. That's what I'd like to see.
I'm thinking something that's like colorful and really crazy. Like if we're gonna go with standing out and being silly, I want to see something that has like all like the flavors of Android, like back when they did like, you know, Froyo and ice cream sandwich and stuff like that. I want to see one that literally has like the little Android guy on there, and you just see like ice cream, like a little ice cream, like color like all around it, and it's just all kind of like colorful and vibrant and fun.
Yeah, that would be great.
And it would be like a, I don't know, 10th anniversary or whatever of Pixels or whatever the reason is that they would do that, like something Google Pixel or something Google themed, Android themed.
100%. What do you think of this gold color? Oh, well, it looks like we have a black one here with these rails.
No, it's the gold one that we're seeing. It's black on the side.
That's weird.
Or it's just the shadowing.
Yeah,
maybe.
yeah, sure. But yeah, what are your thoughts?
I think the gold is the least offensive to me so
This
far.
is by far my favorite. I really like that.
Yeah, like I said, it's the least offensive. It's the one that is like if you forced me, like got a gun to my head and said, "Son, you got to take a freaking Pixel 6."
Yeah, that's what I would do, Dennis. Dennis. I'm sorry. The time has come. You need this. No other options.
I would take the gold. I know you're gonna buy one of these phones, and so I'm gonna be curious to see like what your thoughts are on it. I'm wondering if because I had hot takes on the S21 that you didn't agree with from your own personal experience. I think.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So I'm sure you'll pick up. Are you planning to get this too, or no?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, I mean, I don't need any new phones. I'm still really, I know it's funny because I'm all Mr. Premium, and I know I have an iPhone 12 Pro Max, which is technically better than this phone, but this S20 has become like my new favorite in the same way that I loved my S9 Plus. Like, I don't want to give this up. I don't want to give up expandable storage. I don't want to give up my integrated Samsung Pay, which I know is probably something no one uses outside the U.S. because you guys all have NFC everywhere. But like here in the U.S., there are so many places that don't have the NFC card readers. And it's so nice to have a phone that can use those old mag strips and not need to whip out your credit card, especially during COVID. Contactless payment, man, it's where it's at.
Yeah, I agree with that 100%. But yeah, overall, I love the front. The camera bump, I think, is a statement. I'm currently okay with it as it stands, and I respect everyone else who is vomiting and deeply sickened. But yeah, that's Pixel 6.
I mean, if there's one thing we did well today, we definitely made people feel sick. Whether it was between those atrocious plans or this atrocious phone, we definitely accomplished that.
Final thing here, what did you think about the watch?
The watch I'm okay with.
I think that looks hot. That is awesome.
The watch doesn't bother me at all. I like how you described it as hot.
Yeah, that's hot.
Hey, so what do you guys think? I'm not seeing too many crazy Oh, actually, that's a lie. Viper agreed with me on the Samsung Pay thing. This is why he kept his S3 Frontier watch that has the MST payments. Oh, Hbo Bob asked, what would you do if Google wanted to offer you a job of being manager of their YouTube channel?
I would respectfully decline. I don't think that position is well suited for my needs, to be honest with you.
You're a ballsy man.
I don't feel like I'd be a strong manager in that role. Like, I enjoy creating content, and I feel like I would not be well suited for trying to manage a team of a scale like that.
I mean, dude, you would be chilling in like Silicon Valley, eating all that free, delicious food. You'd have like your own little game center.
It'd be weird though. Like, I wouldn't be able to, make the videos that I do now. So,
I mean, dude, they might give you a DSLR camera to make your own extra content, and they might throw you, and you might be able to have some sway to throw yourself in the yearly rewind.
What is Google's YouTube channel? Like, what are they actually putting up there?
They do the yearly rewinds on there.
Oh, that's a lot of pressure. 10 million subs.
And Debobot meant like in charge of making videos. By the way, he clarified.
If I was in charge of making videos, like, I would honestly probably just do like way more tutorials with them.
Dude,
so, I don't know, Dennis, what would you do? What would you do if you were running manager of the Google YouTube channel?
Take the job in a heartbeat, but I would take the opposite approach of I don't want to be making the videos. I want to be the guy managing people that makes the videos. I'd rather be that guy. And I would take that job in a heartbeat. I'd be real sad about having to move out of the East Coast because I'm believe it or not, I don't like West Coast is cool and all, but I wouldn't want to live on the West Coast. But I'd be real happy about what Google pays. Like, I'll just say I have a friend from college that I know that works for a FANG company, which for anybody that's out there that knows what that means, kudos. And I know that the pay is absolutely insane. like literally working 5 years for a company that size, I could probably retire and just move back to the East Coast. So I would take it in a heartbeat.
Yeah. Also, we got Google I/O coming up May 18th to 20th. So get excited for that. That's going to be we see new software at Google I/O.
But yeah, that would be interesting. Maybe they'll come out with some exciting new tablets. Maybe we'll see like a Pixel tablet.
I don't know if we'll get hardware, but we might get definitely new software. Maybe support for like dual screen stuff. We'll see.
Yeah, do you think Android's going to die?
No. I mean, I think it probably should be replaced, but I think the replacement software, while the underlying code structure may be completely different, I think the graphic user interface will retain many similarities with Android.
Because I've been seeing a big merge, though, for everything going to Chrome-based.
You think so?
Mm-hmm. I think Android's going to die soon.
Interesting.
I think
Wasn't
we're going to
another?
I
What's
think we're
the
going to go
software?
all to Chrome OS or whatever it's called.
Uh-oh, is that going to be good? Dennis is like, I don't know. That's just what's going to happen.
I mean, it's basically like your Chrome browser. Do you like Google Chrome?
Sometimes. It would need 64 gigs of RAM in a phone, but
I mean, Jesus, dude, phones have more RAM than my like some laptops.
they have more RAM than my dedicated gaming PC.
Well, when did you build that again?
Like 2014, I want to say 2015. No, 2014, I think.
Hbo Bob just, I'm not sure if this is I think it's a question. He asked me if I knew that the X55 can do voice over NR and 5G carrier aggregation at full FDD plus FDD or TDD plus TDD. I didn't necessarily know that. I don't think. I mean, I knew about the voice over NR. I didn't know about the carrier aggregation bands for 5G. I mean, I knew it supported 5G standalone, but I wasn't too familiar with the bands that support as far as carrier aggregation was concerned. I thought the X60 was the one that we were supposed to be excited about when it came to carrier aggregation.
I'm excited about it.
Or wait, is the X60 is what's already out in the S88, the Snapdragon 88, right? Pretty sure. Yeah, because the X55 is in the S20.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Oh, it can, but Qualcomm doesn't want people to know because money.
Sounds about right.
That order's probably like some type of issue with it, maybe like in testing and stuff like that. It wasn't like fully fleshed out.
Trika, AMV, I have no idea how I ended up here, but I'm staying. Thank you for joining. We appreciate it.
Carlos agreed with me. X60, the X55 doesn't, but it can.
Qualcomm. I have some qualms.
Hey, quick question, by the way, when we're talking about software updates and stuff that disabled features, did your S21 ever get support for eSIM?
We still do not have support for eSIM, to my knowledge, because I have the unlocked variant, not the T-Mobile variant.
Yeah, because remember we talked about that, like, I want to say it was like a month ago at this point, right? Like
probably even longer. I've been upset about this from the beginning.
Like, I haven't seen the update pushed out on my S20, and I have a T-Mobile, like, S20.
So you should be also getting eSIM, maybe soon. Over a year and a half after the phone came out.
Dude, we need like one of those, like, do you remember? Tell me you watched SpongeBob was good, please.
I watched occasional episodes. Again, I didn't have cable television, Dennis, so...
Your excuse for everything is I didn't have cable. There's other ways to watch the things I'm talking about. But anyway, do you know, like, in between, like, transitions, like, one moment later, we need, like, those little flashcards. No eSIM support yet on my S21 Ultra.
3 hours later.
Yes, but we need that for like years for Samsung.
3 years later. Yep. No eSIM on the Galaxy is it's just deceptive. It's lying. It's outrageous.
I'm surprised they haven't been sued.
Well, it's there in like some markets, but not in the US market. So,
yo, on the topic of also disabling things, here's a hot topic that we should bring up real quick. It's related to tech. What are your thoughts on car manufacturers starting to follow this trend where, like, they'll sell you a car that has, like, heated seats, for example, but you have to pay extra just for the software to turn it on?
I'm actually okay with that. I like that a lot.
Really?
Yeah. Hear me out.
Okay, go ahead.
So I like it because it I mean, in theory, okay, it depends like how they're pricing it. But the idea for me is that I can go in, I can get a car for a lower cost. Maybe I get the entry level model. And then later, if I like winter comes around, like, wow, I really need this feature, or something else happens, I can buy it if I want it and I have the extra cash on hand. It also means there's fewer models of the car, which is easier to manufacture. I can sell it, or when the car is sold again to another person, they then have the option to buy that feature. So I'm actually okay with it.
Yeah, but how about the fact that people like BMW are trying to make it a subscription service?
Okay, that's a hard no for me. That is a hard no.
I mean, my take on it's this, man. First off, if we're talking about being environmentally friendly, wasting resources to put in heated seats that are going to go unused, total waste of resources. And secondly, you're paying a premium for a car. We're talking like $40,000+ for new cars. There is no need to charge a streaming service or disable heated seats in 2021.
And they also include here like remote start or auto high beams.
Yeah, like some of these things are like safety things. Like auto high beams is kind of important. Like it reminds me of so there's been like a host of like Internet of Things like tech products, and one of the things that comes to mind is there's like a parachute thing that like motorcyclists wear. So like if you get in a wreck, it inflates, like protect you. But they charge you a fee like to keep it active. It's like $15 a month or something like that. And if you don't pay it, it won't activate when you get into a wreck. You'll literally like die or get hurt like real bad.
That is madness.
So like I just like wanted your, but the BMW one was the one that came to mind real quick with the heated seats since we were talking about cars.
Yeah, I'm okay if it's like an add-on feature, because that way I feel like I can buy the car for a lower cost and then I can upgrade it myself later. It'd almost be like you buy an iPhone 12, but it has the 12 Pro cameras in it. And if all of a sudden like you're, oh man, like I actually kind of want the 12 Pro cameras, I can pay for that upgrade and get it. And I think that's pretty cool. So I'm okay with it. I get what you're saying with the like the resources. Like if it's going unused, that's kind of silly. Like it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. But yeah,
I just meant like the environmental impact. Like we're trying to focus on being green and stuff like that, and you're going to spend time wasting X amount of metal or whatever goes into a heated seat that may or may not never be used just to.
Yeah. I mean, maybe that depends. I'm not sure what the overall cost of that would be and the net impact, but I'm okay with not a subscription model, but like pay to upgrade. That's what I'm okay with.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't
because then you don't have to like trade your whole car in. You know, you can keep your existing car. Like I don't have to go to the dealer. Hey, like I actually want to sell this and get one that has heated seats. Like the loss on that.
Couldn't they just make it like modular, make it really easy to slide in the heated seat? Like,
swap them out. Yeah. Maybe that's a better solution. And then you can just go and pay for the upgrade, whether it's not built into the car, but rather something that you get added on extra.
Or you could just buy like one of those aftermarket things and just slap it down on your. You know what I'm talking about? It's like a seat cover.
Yeah. And then it has like heat in it. Yeah.
Dude, you know, if I ever do get a new car, the feature I'm going to be looking out for, well, there's two things. One, I want those like sensors in like the rear backup mirror for like that. But the second thing I want, underrated, air conditioned seats.
Whoa, I have never tried those.
It feels great. Kind of feels like you're sitting on a hockey table, like an air hockey table.
Oh, that's interesting. That's such a cool analogy. See, you just start like sliding around while you're driving.
No, but it's phenomenal. Like when I was like an intern for like a company as like a tech, the person I worked with, he had like a Toyota, and it had air conditioned seats, and it was fantastic during the summer. It was very refreshing and nice not to be roasting on hard, hot leather. So
yeah, that is a bummer. My car has leather seats. I got my hack for car buying, by the way, is it's kind of like with phones. You get the older model, but you get the top tier version available. Mm-hmm. So I'm driving a 2010 Toyota Prius, but it's a Prius 5 that is the top level trim. So it's got leather seats, heated seats, the upgraded sound stereo system with JBL speakers. an auto dimming rear view mirror, which I didn't even know existed until I had this car.
That's
and
useful.
Cruise control that will auto slow you down and auto brake with radar. So it'll like measure the distance between your car and the car in front of it.
That is useful, the auto dimming mirror thing, because I can't tell you the amount of times I've been like have had like high beams like blind me at night.
Yeah, just
But it's funny you mentioned 2010 because that's actually the model of my car.
yeah. So I couldn't believe it. Like 2010 had this.
Yeah, my car is not that nice. I'm not
okay.
gonna say the name of my car because I know for security questions sometimes like.
Oh, they'll put that like, what's your make and model of? Yeah.
But it was a 2010, and I'll just say that I was just happy it had Bluetooth because that was something I didn't
Oh
have
my God.
forever.
Dennis,
Like-
let me tell you this. Actually, go ahead.
Actually, you know what? Screw it. Now that I think about it, I made all my security questions randomly generated passwords with one password. So why do I care? It's a 2010 Ford Focus.
Oh my God, I used to drive a Ford Focus.
Yeah, and it's an SE. It's like SEL. So like you said, it's like the premium version of that. I actually got it as like an R title, so I got it for like cheap. I think when I got it, it had like maybe like 30,000 miles on it.
Oh, whoa.
Yeah, like low, right? And I got it for like $7,000.
That's crazy. Mine
yeah.
was 2010 Prius, 117,000 miles, $9,000.
Yeah, I paid $7,000. Granted, I paid cash.
I don't think I paid cash. I think I had to like do a check or some sort of
Cash
shenanigans.
discount, man. Cash discount.
Okay.
But yeah, $7,000. It only had like 30,000 miles on it. It was an R plate, which means like it was previously wrecked, but like the wreck wasn't like bad. Like it has like a little tiny weensy teensy dent in it, but
Okay.
like you could barely notice it. Like that got buffed out real easy. Like, and yeah, best car I've ever driven. Very fuel efficient. Would love to have the auto dimming mirror thing.
Oh my God. I had no idea it even existed. I was like, what is happening? I don't even know how to like turn this into night mode so I don't get blinded. And then it was just like, wait, it just happens for me.
Someone's bringing up another phone, or Boca Effect has brought up two phones in the chat. He asked about OnePlus 9, which we talked about that on a previous episode. But I do want to talk about the Asus Zenfone because I forgot that Asus makes phones outside their gaming phones.
Yeah. I've got nothing on this.
Neither do I. That's why I want to talk about it.
Asus Zenfone 8. Wait, last thing with the car, I drove a Ford Focus hatchback in high school. It was too new to have the cassette player, but it was too old to have an aux jack. It literally just had a CD slot. And I would literally have dreams that I would be like opening the glove compartment, like moving stuff around and finding a secret aux plug just way in the back so I could listen to music. It never happened. I had
Two things on that
Yeah.
front. One that sucks because I remember when I first found out about the glories of Five Below, I got like this little $5 thing that was like a cassette tape that had
Yeah, and it came. I was like, oh my God, I'm missing out on that.
So that's one, and I used that for my old school original car, which, oh my God, my friends were so shocked. I was so sheltered. I didn't know about Five Below. But two, you were living that 90s life, man. You need to get your big old CD-ROM and just start ripping CDs and just have little thing in the top where you could...
Oh, man.
Oh.
Oh, whoa. Yeah, good talk. Let's go. Timo Pop is like 2010. I thought you guys owned like a 2016 automobile. Hey, 2010 top of the line vehicles, surprisingly good.
Listen, 2010. Listen, the only reason I even have a 2010 car is because my original car literally couldn't pass inspection anymore. It literally had so many miles on it that the odometer resets itself. So
That seems like a problem for sure.
well, it was an older car. It was like a 1991 like vehicle. It was a real piece of crap. It leaked power steering. It was a duct tape could fix her upper type of vehicle. It capped out at 80 miles per hour, and boy, did that thing shake and rattle and roll on the highway if you were going 80. Yeah, but that 2010 Ford Focus though, that is al dente great. Obviously, I would love a newer car. In fact, if anybody wants to buy me a car, you're more than welcome to. But I will probably drive the one that I have till it breaks because it's paid for, so I don't have to worry about,
That's my
payments.
plan, Dennis. Yeah, I'm saving up. I really want to get that Tesla. I'm big on the Model Y right now.
I want a Tesla for its features, but from the practicality standpoint, it is useless to me.
Sure, understand that. All right, we
I
got to
mean,
do.
installing the charging station in my house would be like a real issue.
Yeah, yeah. All right, we gotta pull this up. Check this out. Zenfone 8. I don't. Is this going on sale soon? Like what? Full event. Oh boy, we do not have time for that. Let's keep going. Zenfone 8, big on performance, compact in size. I love the colors here, Dennis. What are your thoughts? I mean, we're got this beautiful matte black, a blue accent power button.
This is good design to me, although it looks like it's plastic, which I don't know how I necessarily feel about, but I like the design a lot. And if you scroll up just one smidgen, I really appreciate that the buttons on the side are color coordinated for power and volume. Nice little
nice.
attention to detail. Wow, this actually has the 888 in it, dude.
That's crazy. 120 hertz?
Yeah, and a 4,000 milliamp hour battery. Okay, Asus. Whoa, the camera flips.
This is an 8 flip. So this is the Zenfone 8.
Oh, I remember this at CES. This was an interesting concept to get rid of the notch, and I appreciate it because your back camera is always typically better than your front. So this is actually
that's actually
nice.
Really cool.
How?
Okay. We got some PC Mag articles here. Hand-friendly size, powerful processor, excellent onboard audio, high-quality cameras, no wireless charging, software updates aren't guaranteed.
Yeah, it does sound like Asus. They're not known for their update support.
It looks like it's a 1080p panel, but at the size of 5.9 inches, maybe that's not a big deal. 64 megapixel camera on the back, along with the two 12 megapixels.
It's only $599. Whoa, you scrolled past it. Starting at $599 or $799.
It says $599, $279. That's Let's wait. Where to buy both of these? Wait, can I not? It's a pop-up? Are you kidding me? Where do you see United States? United States, pop out to me. Europe.
This is
Wait.
not a US phone. I'm guessing it's lacking US band support.
Oh no.
Yeah, that sounds also about right. Which is a shame because this phone is actually pretty sexy. This would be kind of my style. It's very clean, very simple. I appreciate it. I appreciate the design. Huh. Yeah, the performance on it, the specs on it, let me rephrase, look fantastic. And it's a really good design. It'd be nice if Asus would make a presence in the U.S. market. I mean, LG kind of left a big old void for them.
100%, Dennis. Let's take a look here. We're looking at front camera video recording, 8K video. I mean, it's probably not great, but it's there. It's probably decent. Okay, here we go. There's two versions, an A version and a B version.
I'm going to assume that from the way I'm looking at this, I'm going to guess that A is Asia and B is Europe or vice versa.
I'm not seeing millimeter wave here.
On the B version, I'm seeing N12 and N41. Or no, sorry, N12 and N71, excuse me.
Yeah, no N41. And no, yeah. Oof.
Not a T-Mobile phone. Yeah, neither one of these support N41, but they do have support for bands 2, 4, and 12. Oh, okay, you're scrolling.
Sorry. I was getting curious. I'm a scroller.
So they do have support for bands 2, 4, 5, 12, and 71 and 66, and 25 and 26. So, I mean, that's decent support for the T-Mobile network, but not having N41, I mean, as you saw from your speed test Stetson, N41 makes a huge difference.
It's game-changing. It's absolutely outstanding.
I mean, I like this design of this phone. Like, if they made a US variant, I'd be very, very interested. Like, I would be very curious. I don't think I've had any experience with any Asus products, though. Like, or let me rephrase that. That's a lie. All my gaming stuff is Asus, like my Asus motherboard and stuff like that. Never had experience with an Asus phone, is what I meant to say. But I'd be very curious. Notice too, it's dual SIM. One of the variants is dual SIM, like 2 physical SIMs.
That's awesome.
On the B version. So I'm guessing that's the Chinese version then.
Yeah, SIM 1 and SIM 2. You're probably right. I was just checking out PC Mag. Full review, no details. sometime this June. So next month, $599 to $799. So unclear on pricing yet. And
I mean, if you're getting all these specs for either of those price points, that's extremely good for a Snapdragon 888.
really good. All right, carrier question. So works on LTE and sub-6 5G networks, and it has C-band support. Although it should technically work on most carriers, we've reviewed several Asus handsets that haven't been certified by AT&T or Verizon. So this could be a T-Mobile phone. It's got a headphone jack.
Oh man, I don't understand why. Like, I mean, I do understand why. It's because they have to pay like licensing costs and stuff like that. But like, why doesn't Asus take a crack at the U.S. market? Like, we're a good market. Like, they've made budget phones before, but they never like, these companies never want to like test out their flagship phones, which I feel like the American market is the perfect market for flagship phones because generally speaking, we have good financing options, and on average, I would say across the world, I mean, I feel like we're the largest purchasers of premium flagship phones. Like, look at iPhone sales, you know?
I think it's tough to compete. I mean, I would love to see Asus get in here as well. I think it's tough to compete because my understanding is where people buy phones isn't from the manufacturers, but rather from the carrier stores. And so that makes it important for Asus to get a deal or agreement with Verizon to be carried in their store, to be prominently featured.
Or T-Mobile. I mean, OnePlus was able to do it. OnePlus was able to shake that.
That's a fair point. So,
man, that's frustrating because like, that's actually a really good looking phone. For the person that asked me, it's a good looking phone. But if you live in the U.S., I would not recommend purchasing it.
Yeah, same. We had another question. I don't know if this person is still watching.
From two phones with the SE2, the second gen SE, or
let's see. So we did OnePlus. We talked about OnePlus 9, and here it was from Joe D asking about currently a Pixel 3a XL user looking for a new phone. I'd probably go, if you like the Pixel 5. If you want a Samsung phone, maybe Galaxy S20, generally used on Swappa. What else we got? Yeah, buy phones. Oh, that's the way to do it. Two phones. You got it, man.
Yeah, I got my S20 outright from Samsung directly.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of going on Swappa too.
I don't do used personally.
Yeah,
I always buy new.
I'm unique. A lot of my friends are like, yeah, I just want to buy it new, and I'm just like, I got my speakers open boxed from Best Buy. I got my TV open boxed from Best Buy. I mean, that one I had to end up returning, but you know, like I got a lot of things open boxed from Best Buy. I buy used phones. I'm all for that. So,
did you? I can't remember. You canceled your order on the OnePlus, right?
Correct.
Yeah,
that was the move. Oh, wait, what are those going for on Swappa right now? Mm-hmm. I'm always so curious to see. Oops. OnePlus 9. I also need to know like what the retail price is. $705. That seems like a good deal.
I'll tell you what the retail price is in 2 seconds.
Hit me.
Is this the one? Oh, you're just looking at the basic OnePlus 9.
Yeah, sorry. Basic OnePlus 9.
I was gonna say because OnePlus 9 Pro is like over 1,000, but let's see. Oh, right, they did the Hasselblad camera. I remember the little moon thing.
Yeah, jeez.
This site may be temporarily down or cannot be reached. Huh.
I'll do 9 Pro because that was 1,000.
Yeah, $1,000.69. All right, $1,069. Excuse me.
Already going for $100 off.
That's not as good as I thought, but it looks like their site might be down because it's not loading for me. So, don't know if that's my internet problem or what. But
Dennis, you're broadcasting live right now. I feel like your internet is fine.
Yeah,
I think it was like 760. I want to say, or something like that.
Yeah,
so,
it didn't decline as much as I thought it would.
Yeah, you're right. Also, not too many for sale, so maybe that's kind of why. But I always love checking it out. I bought 2 iPhone 12 minis on Swapper recently to get a little bit of a deal on them for the AT&T video.
Yeah,
All
Did
right.
you? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, you can go ahead. I'm getting ready to wind this up. We've been going for almost 2 hours now, and
I
so
know. I'm proud of us, and I'm also surprised that I'm proving you wrong. That shot did not destroy me.
yeah, dude. When I got my Moderna, I got it 10:20 a.m. and 4 p.m. I was starting to feel it like 6 hours later. Then it's strong, fuerte, man.
Right there. Making me learn some Spanish today, reminding me of my Spanish that I should have known after all the college classes and everything. But
Carlos is saying hold its value better than S21. You're so right,
did.
Carlos. S21 is going for. You know what? What is S21 going for? I don't even want to know. This hurts my soul every time I look at it because I bought this new at full price. Oh my God, dear God, no. It's going for as low as $590, $574.
I think it's because Samsung gets so many discounts that go on like with their phones versus something like OnePlus. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%, Dennis.
On a side note, Debo Bop is like freaking out. He wants to answer a question he posted at 718. He asked us if.
Oh, yeah.
He said, Stetson and Dennis, how would you feel if Verizon offered to pay you to install millimeter wave inside your homes? So I think he's asking like if they like paid us to have like 5G millimeter wave cell sites installed in our homes, basically.
I'd probably be okay with it. I don't know. What
What
are the health implications of being exposed to millimeter wave 5G for that extended duration of time and in that proximity?
Give me a tinfoil hat, I should be okay. No, but I mean, inside my home, like actually inside the house, no. I don't have that much space to play. I mean, I have more space than I do in my apartment, but like space is like a vital resource that I don't want to be sharing with a microcell. If they want to put it on the roof, fine. I don't know how my HOA would feel, but fine if they want to put it on the roof, or something like that, or in the backyard or something like that. But
Maybe it also depends how much they pay. Like, do I get a monthly recurring subscription?
that's the way it sounded like to me.
Yeah, I'd be down for that.
I
I don't know.
mean,
It would depend kind of
how
on
much?
the terms.
Let me ask, how much of a monthly subscription would you have to make?
To get it on, maybe
Mhm.
like, I mean, it doesn't really, I don't feel like it matters to me. Like $100 a month, $200 a month.
Yeah, I feel like $100 a month would be helpful.
I'd be
Yeah,
down
and
with that.
Debo Bob clarified you get paid monthly.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
sounds
feel
good.
like $100 a month. I mean, I personally would want to try to get more. I was thinking more like $250 a month, but
I like that. Cover my cost of my Verizon plan and a little extra on top of that, little bonus.
yeah, like $250 a month. That's like, it's almost what? Like it's almost $3,000 a year, almost.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, that'd be pretty decent. I think Verizon could afford it. They could pay for their. They could pay.
They
They
have
could
the
basically.
money somewhere.
They could pay for my Fios and T-Mobile bill. There you go. Pay for my gigabit internet. Pay for my T-Mobile bill. Boom, boom.
Bada bing, bada boom. Dennis, do iPhones have better 5G modems than Samsung phones?
Well, iPhones now have the same modems as Samsung phones at the moment with Qualcomm. Although no, if we're talking about the S21, then no, Samsung's still better.
Yeah, it depends. So Samsung S21 got the newer modem, although I would argue like some people think it's worse because of the overheating issues.
Well, that's not the modem that's the problem. That's the system on the chip, specifically the CPU.
Oh,
And the
okay.
performance. I would say that iPhones have finally caught up in relative modem performance. Like that disparity that used to really exist and it was really apparent when they had the crappy Intel modems isn't really an issue anymore. I still do think Samsung phones are better when it comes to cell phone testing though, just because you have far more control with like the
Oh,
band
yeah.
select menu and
They're
stuff
a
like
delight.
that.
They're a delight. I really wish I had that on iPhone.
Carlos said that people get paid $10K monthly minimum for having a cell site in their property.
Yeah, sign me up. Where are we moving, Dennis? Where's this cell site?
Right? Let's holy crap, $10K a month. I could quit my job and be just fine
And
off
retire. Like you would just instantly retire. Like, oh, I'm done.
That's $120K a year.
Dennis,
That's
what do you do for work? Oh, I just, I have this cell site on my property. It's what I do.
yeah, you know what? If they're paying me $10K a month, might as well just max out with all the carriers. Hey, AT&T, there's already fiber here. You want to put yours up too? Boom, $20K a month. Add on
man.
T-Mobile, $30K a month. Dude, imagine making $30K a month. Just $30K a month.
I'd be okay with that. Yep, I think I'd be okay with that.
Also,
Okay.
Carlos was saying iPhone has a better antenna layout and shows faster speeds than his S21. That is interesting.
Oh man, I want to test that. What else do I have to? I have to like write this down. So we want to do voice over NR. We still got to do, and we got to do.
Well, we've proven voiceover in our works because I called
Well, I
you.
want to test it out, Dennis.
But no, remember I forced.
Oh yeah, you called me.
Yeah.
Well, I want to test it out on my phone. Let's see what happened. We got to do
But
voice
you
over
never make
NR.
phone calls.
We've got to do S20 versus S21. We've got to do iPhone 12 versus S21.
Can I just say, by the way, I think this. So we've talked in the past about trying to break 2 hours for various reasons because we wanted to test things. I think this is the first time we actually did it.
We've done it, I think, once before. I remember we got a congratulatory. I feel like I remember giving myself a nice pat on the back for hitting it.
Well, I am proud of us, and I'm also amazed by the fact that people have stuck with us for this long. Let me just literally shout out again to all the viewers that have been here and who constantly show up to our videos. Like, you guys have literally been watching me and Stetson talk for 2 hours, which is just insane. And thank you for being here, and thank you for the awesome comments and just making fun topics that we would have thought of. Shout out to the person that recommended that Asus phone. I had no idea about it. You got me very envious now and sad for being in the U.S. market. So good job. Not just kidding. But thank you for the awesome recommendations. Do you guys have any last minute questions? Because I know I can see Stetson's got that dead look in his eyes.
I get hungry. I have a really fast metabolism, you guys. I have to eat like every 3 hours. It's like I
just
almost
get him a Snickers.
I almost get. I keep hitting the cord. I almost get more work done in the morning when I wake up or at night because my metabolism slows down and I actually can focus for longer periods of time without getting hungry or like having to go to the bathroom or anything ridiculous like that.
Stetson, real talk. If you want a pro tip, what you should do is get like eggs. They're cheap. They're like $1.50 for a dozen.
Yeah.
Hard boil them, and then whenever you need like that little like snack, it's protein, so it's filling. You just unravel one, plop it in, boom, you're good. I say that because that's my trick whenever because I have a bad habit of skipping breakfast.
Yeah.
For work. So what I do is I'll take like a hard-boiled egg as like a snack, like between like a lunch break and between like when I get my actual lunch, and it kind of holds me over and keeps me focused. Oh, you added the click the like button. That is a good pro tip. Also, don't forget, if you guys aren't already, you should definitely become part of the Patreon because there's a ton of behind-the-scenes content. We got the really cool emotes that now you keep seeing in our like intros that are really cool, and we got more along the way that are being worked on. Also now, Stetson has finally made the ability for people to actually join on YouTube, and you will get little badges beside your name depending on how long you stay subscribed. You start off as an Edge, like E.
You start off on Edge,
but you might work your way up to 6G eventually.
I'm excited about that. I love that. I want to be a member of my own channel.
I know. And we were talking about figuring out a way to do things for the Patreon members as well, so it makes sense.
Yeah, that's actually live now. Anyone who's an existing Patreon, I mean, this is totally optional, and we already appreciate your support. If you are interested in getting the badge next to your name on YouTube and you want to use the YouTube emotes, you're welcome to either switch to YouTube Join, exact same perks and benefits, or I made a $1 tier, 99 cents per month, where you can just get those emotes, get those badges. So when you make a comment on all of any of my YouTube videos, I'll see that you're a supporter and know to respond immediately, things like that.
And I do recommend doing the $1 tier because there's certain things that Patreon makes it easier for us to do.
That's also true.
So I would recommend do like the I think it's $4 on Patreon. There's a $4 tier.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. It's $4
so it's $4
on
Patreon, and you do the $1 tier on YouTube, and that equals out to $5, which $5 is the same price that people pay on YouTube, just because YouTube actually takes a bigger portion of the cut. So that's why we end up charging an extra dollar to kind of like make it
ends up
out.
equaling out, and then YouTube, you actually get the emotes and the icon badges built in, whereas Patreon don't. So it's actually pretty fair. Like you can do the tier on Patreon and then get the $1 tier on YouTube to get those perks. You can just do Patreon. You can just do YouTube. You can take your pick. Either way, we truly appreciate your support. And I'd say a lot of the money just recently went to this epic AT&T video, which is in the works. And
how much did that run you, by the way?
Well, if you count the 2 additional iPhone 12 minis I purchased, and you count the other 4 iPhone 12s I purchased, It's a lot. We're in
Wait,
deep
you
right now.
bought 2 extra 12 minis? You didn't tell me about this.
Yeah, I bought 2 iPhone 12 minis in addition. I have 6 iPhone 12s right now, Dennis.
Why couldn't you have just did dual SIM?
That was not an option for me because I need to do side by side by side by side by side. It's okay though. I'm selling them almost immediately after I have all of the video footage, and so cost will probably be pretty low. It'll be like shipping or whatever.
Coming in clutch, man. He just subscribed. Very well welcomed, man. That's money well spent. Instead of doing the donos, that's better. Now you get to enjoy some of the emotes. And like I said, we do have other ones along the way. I'm really looking forward to when they get done, because Sneed already knows. Like Sneed knows I have a surprise for him. So, Carlos said you should have hit him up on the.
Wish I had known, Carlos. I will hit you up.
Didn't know you sold them, man. But that's pretty dope.
2 phones. I did not get these for free. I paid for all of them. I'm just gonna be selling them and praying that I don't lose too much money. Like maybe it's $50 to $100 per phone. So like $600. That's not too bad for owning them for like a year.
Yeah, we've said this before, by the way. But when something's sponsored, we'll make it very, very clear. Like we've only had 1 sponsored episode of the podcast so far, and that was from Mint.
That was
and
true.
as cheesy as it sounded, like it was very like scripted ad reads that I pretty much wrote up with Stetson. So
yeah.
you guys don't have to worry. Like 99.9% of the stuff that Stetson's paying for literally just comes from the generous support that you guys do on the Patreon. And ad revenue from YouTube primarily.
Yeah, it's like ads, and if people sign up through partner links, that also helps out. But I mean, that's how we do what we do. We keep it as honest, transparent, and unbiased as possible, and we let you know anytime there's money exchanging hands. So
yeah, on the topic of that too, are we going to do that transparency page?
We should probably make a transparency page.
Yeah,
that's going on the to-do list.
On the topic of that, we actually had a guest on named Chris
from Coverage Critic.
And on Coverage Critic's website, they had like a little transparency page, which I told him we were totally going to rip. So we're actually going to do something similar like that. That way you guys can see like, how we're making our money. We might expand upon it a little bit as well and talk about like some of the ways that we're spending the money, so you guys can have like
I think that'd be good.
More noticeable impact to see like what we're doing. Because I know a lot of times there's like a lot of period of times where you guys don't see what happens behind the scenes. And I know that I really appreciate when the people I follow and stuff are transparent. I keep telling Stetson to put goals on the Patreon, but it gets a little weird making those goal things because we don't know like what are like hard goals until it happens, which is why we kind of try to under promise and over deliver. But I think the transparency page should kind of be like a nice little medium stopgap to that.
Yeah, absolutely.
But all right, I know you're
wiped.
done.
I gotta have dinner. I gotta enjoy. It's the weekend. It's Saturday. Do something fun or relax.
Sleeping sounds good.
Yeah, Dennis, you gotta. I'm surprised you lasted so long. We're so strong. So applause to Dennis for getting a Moderna shot and doing a live stream. I would have been wiped by this time. And so if you do get any sniffles, then I hope you have a quick recovery. Dennis, as Dennis mentioned, thank you all for watching. Dennis, you're way better at doing outros, man. You want to close this one out?
Yeah, no. Thank you all again for coming out. Do me a solid. The weather's getting nice out here in Pittsburgh, and I hope it's the same for you guys. So, enjoy the weekend. Go outside, get a breath of fresh air, and we will see you guys this upcoming Thursday for another episode of the podcast.
Absolutely.
Peace.
Peace.